Hello, and welcome to MrDudeManSir. And today, I am going back and playing some more Everlasting Summer to reminisce about the good old days, you know? Today, I will be playing one of these two. 8 minutes left or it's not a dream. Originally, I was gonna play this one, but literally, like, 3 lines of text in, I'll probably show you like a snippet of it, because I enjoy being on the computer, watching porn, every day. Whoever wrote this is weird. What if I find girls that are very attractive and hot? I didn't want to continue reading it, so I'm back here re-recording this, so let's probably do this one. 8 minutes left. So, oh, this is like an actual menu thing. What's in the extra tab? Look, I'm just zooming in slowly onto this. Oh, what in the world? All the music is made by Ryosuke Nakanashi. And then, what's this? Oh, what? Smoke? What? Oh, that's probably copyrighted. I cannot have that. I wonder if that pops up in the game, like smoke on the water, I'm probably just gonna have to mute the sound. Anyways, it is freezing here. I was chilled to the bone by a strong breeze. Huge raindrops fell from the sky to the boat's bottom, thick and fast, like bombs from enemy planes. I was compelled to row faster and faster. This guy's having Vietnam flashbacks. The world's environment had good sense of humor, and had just decided to make fun of all of us. A half an hour ago there wasn't a single cloud in the sky, but now... Dang rain! You cold rain. I cried from the front of the boat. Extremely, says the rain. Cold. Freak, I never knew how to pronounce Alyssa's last name. Dvachevskaya. Dvachevskaya! Yeah. Quietly answered, shaking like a leaf. We have to put up with it. Look, we are so close to the coast. I'll roll my boast. I tried to raise our hopes, but it did not help. It was only a hoax. Alyssa was sitting and sniffling. She was catching a cold, it seemed. The wind ruthlessly blew up my back, forcing me to put even more effort into my rowing. Without even knowing. This weather is danged wretch! Who would have thought that precisely today, at this moment ever, there'd be this awful downpour? Said Alyssa, kicking the bucket of raspberries that are nowhere near her feet on this picture. I hope our efforts haven't been in vain, or in rain, and that Olga Dmitri and this birthday cake will be very tasty. Yeah, it'll be a shame if we cut a cold before tomorrow's concert. All because we were picking berries for a flavorless cake. Alyssa rattled nervously. Slavia's kinda stuck up. She should have been picking these berries instead of us. Well, Alyssa, if you just look into an alternate reality of different choices. Slavia did do this, as well as Lila. I would have liked to calm her down, but I was pretty mad at Slavia as well. She clearly knew that Alyssa and I were participants in the greeting program for Olga Dmitrievna. If we caught a cold, it would be on Slavia's conscience. Well, Slavia didn't know about the rain either. Great, the finish line. My voice rang out joyfully. As soon as we dock and give these buckets back, we can have hot tea at my cabin, said Alyssa in a dreamy voice, continuing to shake like a leaf. The thought of hot tea slightly warmed me on the inside. I want some tea now, but not warm tea. I'm more of a cold tea person. I had been rowing without a break, guiding the old rotten boat to the coast. Sometimes I imagined that I was an Olympic champion in a rowing sport, deftly guiding my canoe. However, aching pain in my arms and back made it clear to me that I was no athlete. And those elbows too were very, very skinny. You still need to get those checked. Lactic acid in the muscles made its presence known. My pioneered uniform was sopping wet. From afar, the island looked tiny. I couldn't imagine how such a small island could have so many delicious berries on it. Nom nom nom. We firmly anchored the boat to the dock. The path to Alyssa's house took me no less effort than moving the oars. Holy wow. This place is like flooding basically. Look at the Skittle statue. This is gonna eventually just get flooded completely over at this point. We are carefully skirted puddles, trying to get our destination as soon as possible. We made it to our destination. What the freak is that poster back there? What is this thing? Is it like... It's like a Siamese cat. I don't know. And there's like some hockey players, and over here is like a death metal band. And then this is just like the camp. It's literally just like a brochure for the camp as a poster form. That's like a little bread-shaped little container. Man, this place is great. Oh look, she just has clothes strewn. That's like my life. Your tea, sir. Alyssa said with a satisfied smile, putting a hot glass down next to me. It seemed that Alyssa was feeling better. She was no longer sniffling, and her hands had stopped trembling from the cold. Thanks. Don't even know what I'd do without you, girl. We sat in silence, drinking warm, flavored tea. Raindrops beat the roof in rhythm like a drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And where is Oyana? I asked, pretending to care about the little initiator of disaster's whereabouts. She's just probably off doing random things, you know, as she does. Ah, Oyana. Looks like she stayed to sleep, but what? She has friends. There's another house. But I realize that there's always been other people in this camp. But there's only been like the 6 of us that we've actually mentioned before. Like in the cafeteria, there's like 1 million people. But the game only ever talks about the main characters. Like they don't even mention the fact that there's like 1,000 people at this camp. But anyways, apparently she's staying at a friend's house. They stay up the whole night playing the full and telling horror stories. And Olga Michiev won't reprimand her for such things! I asked, pretending to be interested again. No. Do you really think I lead his word to that law for her? The law? Or not the law? If she catches Oyana in a strange house, there will be a lot to pay. And I've never had bed Oyana in this cabin. Yeah, you have. Or at least in alternate realities you have. You know, during the Alyssa's route, you know what happened. Well, I do. Semyon nor this Alyssa remembers it, but things happened. I wondered what was such a mess. Just like my old flat. Cozy place you got here. And the tea is delicioso. I complimented Alyssa. You hear that over there? That noise you just heard? That's cause it was a car. Those are bummers. Oh, what are you talking about? Just usual old tea. She replied, slightly embarrassed and blushing. It's the honest truth. The best tea I've ever tried. Now you're just sugarcoating her. That cannot possibly be true. Because for one, well, yeah, you're from the future, man. You're like 40 years old. You've probably tried every single possible tea there was. And some girl making tea in her cabin like 20 years in the past. There's no way it could possibly be better, like, in the future, right? I don't know, maybe she knows like some sort of secret recipe. I said, sipping from the glass, thinking to myself about the logic of this world. Come to us more often, Semyon. I'll make tea whenever you want. But don't become impudent, understand? I'll take you up on that. I replied, smiling widely. A second glass of tea was emptied successfully. The heavy rain stopped as quickly as it had started. But now it was half to 12. Old Michiev was probably worried. It's late? You mean 12 at midnight, right? Or 12 in the, afternoon? Because the lights coming through your window suggest the afternoon. But then if it was that, it's not late at all. I think, okay, it's definitely midnight. I'll bring these buckets of raspberries to Slavia on my way back. Nice. Till tomorrow. Alyssa muttered reluctantly. Bye. Before I could take 10 steps outside the cabin, her voice sounded behind me. Wait, Semyon. Alyssa slowly came. Oh. Do you hear this music? This music only appears during one time, and that's when stuff is about to go down. Alyssa slowly came to me, full of confidence. Ah, you see? She looks like Ilyana, right? What? That looks exactly like the picture of Ilyana, right? I don't remember it exactly, but I'm pretty sure in Ilyana's route, this is the exact same picture. Just imagine it as Alyssa, okay? Slightly raised herself on her tiptoes and gave me a kiss on the cheek. This plot turn I just could not expect. Alyssa. Good night. Don't forget about rehearsal tomorrow. Alyssa blurted, running quickly back to the cabin. I gave the buckets of raspberries to Slavia and slowly walked in the direction of my house. And look, the Genda statue just completely filtered all away all the water. Now that's great filtering if I've ever heard any of it. My feet barely moved on the road. Alyssa. What was with that? Did she have freak? This main character's so dumb. Yes. No matter, the more important thing was that I liked the kiss. So tender and sweet. It didn't match with Alyssa's daring nature at all. The clouds gradually disappeared, showing me the true beauty of the night sky. Stars lit the way for me, charming in their simple elegance. I wondered, what if there are signs of life on one of these little stars? If we imagine that our universe is endless, then there's an infinite number of stars in the universe, right? So somewhere there must be life. However, if the universe all is endless, an infinite number of stars, planets, and galaxies, the force of gravity must be endless too, mustn't it? Well, that means everything must be endless, like matter is endless, right? Yeah, like there's an infinite amount of matter, atoms, everything. You can create whatever, if that's true. According to Newton, each star in the universe should be attracted towards every other star. If this were the case, then the forces of gravity wouldn't be able to hold us on Earth, and even Earth wouldn't be able to hold itself in orbit. The entire universe would turn into the void. Poof! And that's it. The collapse. Is that true? Like, if there was an infinite amount of gravity. Well, that's true, but if there's an infinite amount of world to take in that infinite amount of gravity, maybe that's not true? But it's hard to even understand how an infinite amount of anything even exists, right? Like, what is infinite? You can't fathom infinite. I don't know. That's a stop or a lose. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Philosophical reflections. I carefully snuck into the cabin of Olga Dmitrievna, trying not to wake her. Lazily throwing off my shoes, I fell down onto my bed like a heavy stone, and my mind gradually began to go to the land of Nod. Night. Is something bad gonna happen? This music also only appears during bad things. I stand on the curb of an endless road, on which cars rush along at terrific speed. Chilling mist is all shrouded around. On the other side of the road, there seems to stand a girl. Is she alone there? This late at night? On the edge of the curb? All my attempts to reach her are in vain. The cars don't allow me to take even one step onto the road. Hey, you! Why are you standing there? Are you alone? Without parents? I try to shout, but I can't do this either. The nose of the cars and trucks deaden all other sounds. The girl gazes into the distance. I stare in the same direction, but there is only mist and the endless stream of cars. Maybe she's just waiting for somebody. Perhaps I shouldn't waste my time on her. I turn and continue my way toward the unknown. Semyon, you are here for a reason. I heard a shrill child's voice from the other side of the road. What? What does it mean? Don't be silent. Are you hearing me? What are those on her head? Cat ears or just the fancy? Okay, so this is her, the cat girl. I couldn't get a definite answer to this question because of the dense fog. The girl thought it prudent not to answer and keep the intrigue. She silently came across the road in my direction. Hey, what are you doing? Stop! It's not so... What? My scream was interrupted by the powerful thud of huge truck's metal bumper and soft human flesh. I got hit by a car, in my dream, while talking to my subconscious cat girl. I fell on my knees, my face frozen in a grimace of horror and despair. It's just a bad dream. Common nightmare. I said aloud, relieved. Old Michiam had already gone to breakfast. So, what could that dream have possibly meant, you know? For one, why did I fall asleep under a poster of what looks like an anatomy of a box man? And for two, that dream probably meant that there's something gonna go wrong soon. Because I got hit by a car talking to my subconscious. And my subconscious obviously, you know, just... What the freak is to the left there? Why does that guy have like a dresser as a head? I don't know. And that guy really to the left is just weird. I mean, this room is like creeping me out. I even just lost my train of thought, but something bad's gonna happen, I bet. I quickly put on a dry Pioneer form and came out. The pleasant, refreshing coolness of the water brought me back to reality. I remembered last night with Alyssa and its end. A feeling of euphoria covered all of my body in a crawl. After morning laps, I confidently went to the canteen. But nobody was there. To my surprise, the canteen was almost empty, save for a few tables. Oh. So this is gonna happen, right? Nobody's gonna show up except me for, you know, like Alyssa, and then we have to, you know, survive together or whatnot. The canteen was almost empty. I took my portion of a dense mass vaguely resembling barley porridge, poured some tea, and sat near the window. Warm morning sun was shining on my face. I had the impression that nature had decided to apologize for its behavior yesterday, giving me good weather as a sign of reconciliation. Overcoming disgust and retching, I finished eating the porridge, drank my tea, and went out. There were a lot of pioneers at the square. Old Michiam was actively gesturing in front of the crowd. Apparently, it was a lineup. Having obviously no desire to be caught by the camp leader, I hurried away. If only I could do that for, like, school and stuff. People be like, hey, come over here. And I just, like, no. And I just hurry away into the horizon and never come back. Just go home and play games. Or, in this case, go home and, like, do something in your cabin, I guess, because you don't have internet or electricity or anything that's actually remotely fun. I guess you could, like, scurry away to Alyssa, which is probably what you're gonna do. In an alley, I was lucky enough to find a relatively dry bench. The sun was still finely shone, covering me with its tenderness and love. Completely lost in my thoughts, I suddenly remembered that the almost full pack of cigarettes and box of matches in my pocket. It was funny, I forgot about my, perhaps strongest habit since staying in the camp. The cigarette slowly shortened with each puff. The smoke flavor in my mouth reminded me of old times, when I smoked every single pack, every single day, a pack a day. Quickly finishing one cigarette, I immediately got the second. Charming translucent smoke hovered above me, focusing all my attention on it. Looking at the sky, at the sun, I realized I'd never felt this good. They say that sunlight, due to limited speed, reaches Earth's surface in 8 minutes. In 8 minutes. It's hard to even imagine what an enormous distance has been crossed by the sunlight during this time to reach Earth. So if the sun suddenly disappeared, exploded, evaporated, it would be known after only 8 minutes on Earth. Amazing. If the sun disappeared right now, then I would have another 8 minutes. During this time, I could smoke one more cigarette. Man, that's the greatest way to spend. And definitely accept the inevitable destruction of humanity. Oh, what? That's weird noise. My morning philosophy was interrupted by the voice and screech of a familiar girl. Why in the world is there heavy metal going on when looking at Miku here? I don't know. Semyon, are you smoking? Miku asked with sincere bewilderment. I'm just... Oh, yeah, I smoke. That's not what I meant. The rehearsal is beginning soon, but you're sitting here and gaping at the sky. Oh, I totally forgot about it. You go and I'll catch you later. Come on, let's go now! You can finish smoking a cigarette along the way. Hey look, she just brought me to this. I had no choice but to follow Miku. Why did I ever agree to play in the concert? Man, that's gonna be amazing. Concert with me, Alyssa, and Miku. But are those classical artists in the background there? One of them looks like Abraham Lincoln. But without the top hat and whatnot. But anyways, it'd been better to sow raspberries and bake a cake with Slavia. Oh, okay, yeah, this is... I had to cut that off. The music is now gone. Oh, the band was already at the music club. Electronic was drumming on the kit with uncharacteristic childish enthusiasm. You could just imagine, like, Smoke on the Water playing right now in, like, the greatest drum fashion by Electronic. I never would have thought that he would do anything else but assemble robots. Same here. Alyssa was sitting in the far corner of the room playing painfully familiar melody in electric guitar known as Smoke on the Water. I was ashamed to look her in the eyes. I could tell her that she felt a little awkward at the moment, too. Okay, let's start the rehearsal. Our concert will be tomorrow. How? Already? But we just came. Semyon! Every minute counts. There's no time to dawdle. We need to prepare. I reluctantly picked up the electric guitar and did a little guitar solo like Electronic energetically set the pace. Our musical instruments instantly merged into one harmonious sound. I lazily hit the strings with a metal pick. It seems so easy to touch the strings with a triangular piece of metal. Metal? You use metal picks? I just use plastic ones. Man, you're very, high tech. It magically pulled different sounds from the guitar. I glanced at Alyssa. She lost herself in the music. She owned it. She never let it go. And she shook her head slightly. Her face expressed full confidence, just like before yesterday's kiss. Miku's voice is unmatched. Wait, so they're going to perform Smoke on the Water, right? But Miku is the singer? Oh man, there has to be like a female cover of Smoke on the Water on the internet somewhere, right? I'd assume it would sound something like that. I've never heard a voice so clean and soft before. Compared to Miku's heavenly voice, mine sounded ridiculous and inappropriate. Okay, I'm gonna listen to this. Give me a second. I wonder if it's actually the female voice. What is this? This is a Smoke on the Water. I like it. It's like Russian like trance rock? Something. It's like nice. I've never heard a voice so clean and soft before. Compared to Miku's heavenly voice, mine sounded ridiculous and inappropriate. Despite my excuses, she insisted that I had a good vocal, so I was made a backing singer too. As hard as I tried, my fingers couldn't keep up with Alyssa's. Perhaps I shouldn't have told Miku that I could play guitar on the day we met. No, music, what? You just want to get like a nice guitar solo going on there, come on. Stop! Today is already better, much better. Semyon, you're pretty good, but a little behind everyone, you scrub. Let's rehearse again. Okay, I want to hear the music again. From the top. Can we take a break? No, Electronic! You can just heal your arms magically and get back to smacking those drums that are not even anywhere near in this room other than that one drum in the left there. And like one cymbal. that's not even, like, completely hooked up. My arms are falling off. Well, you can relax, but only for a few minutes. I just realized there are 3 drums, but they're not anywhere near each other, so he couldn't use all of them at the same time. So, you can just get over it, Electronic. Alyssa pretended not to notice me. She didn't even say hello today. Did she consider her actions yesterday as a mistake? Or maybe, is she waiting for me to make a move? I don't have nearly enough experience in understanding female psychology. There was no way for me to get a straight answer to this question. We rehearsal more. Is that the right term? No, it's obviously we rehearse more, and more. And again and again. My fingers get covered with calluses. I'm afraid they will ache unbearably in tomorrow's concert. We got carried away and did not hear the horn for dinner. Night is falling. Well done, guys! Keep it up! I think that's enough for today. Dinner is soon. Dinner is nigh. So you should go get rest and we need drinks for tomorrow's concert, men. I have never been as exhausted as today. Drops of sweat slowly trickled down my forehead. I could still hear the drum beats. Head was ready to explode like an atom bomb.